Okay guys, chapter 3, section 3 for trig. We're going to be working with the unit circle yet again. That's what chapter 3 is all about. So again, here is the unit circle. Again, it's in week 8, a PDF version, or you can check it out on embeddedmath.com. So we need to find the exact values of our given questions. So we want to find the sine of 3 pi over 2. So I'm going to look at the unit circle. 3 pi over 2 is down here at 270 degrees. It's a quadrantal angle. Cosine is your first number. Sine is your second number. So xy, cosine, sine. X comes before y in the alphabet. C comes before S in the alphabet. That's how you can remember it. So the sine of 3 pi over 2 is our first one. So sine 3 pi over 2. My answer there is -1. The cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0. Tangent is not given on this circle. You have your exact values, but the quadrantal angles are not on there. So in order to find tangent, remember that tangent's ratio is y over x. So we know our y value and we know our x value. Sine represents y, cosine represents x. Tangent is y over x, so y is -1, x is 0. 0 cannot be on the bottom, so your answer here is undefined for the tangent of 3 pi over 2. Same thing's going to happen in example 2. They're just giving us a different angle. So they want to know, find the exact values of cosine and sine of 7 pi over 4. So if we look at the unit circle, 7 pi over 4 is here at 315 degrees. Right here are my cosine and sine values. So cosine is the square root of 2 over 2. Sine is negative square root of 2 over 2. Cosine, sine. The tangent of -5 pi over 3 is part B. So remember that negative just means that we're going in a different direction. Instead of going this way, we are going this way. However, 5 pi over 3 is here. It is negative. So we want to look at its reference angle of 60 degrees. So the tangent of -5 pi over 3, if we go this way to here, is the same if we go here to pi over 3. We've gone the same distance around, we're just going in the positive direction. So tangent of -5 pi over 3 is also equal to the tangent of pi over 3. It's 60 degrees in the opposite direction. So again, tangent is y over x. So if we look at 60 degrees, we have the square root of 3 over 2 for y, and we have 1/2 for x. So I'm going to say the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. Remember, you keep your top fraction, you flip your bottom, and you change your sign to multiplication. My 2's are going to cancel. Square root of 3 over 1. My answer for that is just the square root of 3. For the last example, we're going to be using the calculator. It says approximate the value. So anytime you find the exact value, you're going to look at the unit circle. When it tells you to approximate the values, you're going to use the calculator. Big thing here, make sure your calculator is in radians. So in order to change the radians, you're going to hit your mode button or your menu button. And instead of it being in DEG, which is the first one, you want to make sure it says RAD for radians. And then you would just quit out of that. So on your calculator, it would then say in one of the corners that you are in radians. So just like we did with degrees approximations, we're going to do the same thing with radians. So we have the cosine of 1.85. So cosine 1.85 is negative 0.2755. So we'll just say negative 0.28. 2 decimal places. Cotangent. Remember, anytime you find the cotangent is not on your calculator. So we're going to say 1 over the tangent, because it is that's the reciprocal of 1.3209. So 1 divided by tangent, 1.3209. Our answer there is going to be 0.26. 0.26. And lastly, the secant of negative 2.9234. Again, secant, its reciprocal is cosine. So 1 over the cosine of negative 0.29234. 1 divided by the cosine of negative 2.9234 is negative 1.02. And that is it for working with exact values on the unit circle in radians and your approximations. Your homework is page 123, 124, numbers 12 through 40 even. Short little lesson. Sorry to Group A that I cannot be here today for Monday. You can ask me questions on Tuesday. Group B, of course, you're always welcome to ask me questions on Wednesday on this section. Make sure you read over your agenda for the week. Make sure you hit your points, hit your marks, and I'll see you guys in class.